Good morning and welcome to another riveting can diagnostic video. In today's episode we have got a 2006 BMW M5 Sport. They've got the big V10 in it. However, it's a bit dead at the minute. We'll try and start it. Nothing happened. Just turned itself off. Nada. So, we have got a number of faults coming up on the dash. Gearbox light, engine lights, stability control, flat tyre monitor. I'm not too worried about that at the minute. So, I'm going to jump straight in it. I've just scanned the car, but I haven't actually gone through any of these modules yet. Just gone through a quick report. Oh, that's the wrong button. I'm gonna go straight to engine. Let's have a look at that. DME intelligent battery. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not too bothered about either of those. Intelligent battery sensors probably because it's had a completely shorted battery. So the SMG sequential manual gearbox. This is where my concern lies at the minute, because they are very well known for them. All absent: clutch activation, position deviation, hydraulic pressure sensor, transmission control supply voltage, steering angle signal faulty. All of those are absent mine, but the top two are the ones that I'm more concerned about possibly. I'm just wondering if the hydraulic pressure sensor can stop it from starting. Okay. That's strange. What the gateway saying? So it looks like the only actual active faults are in the engine at the minute. I was expected to see some gearbox faults in the engine. Right. Quick erase, get rid of the lot. I've already saved the report as you saw, just in case nothing comes back. So the ignition had come off. It's probably why I couldn't get into the ABS, but nevertheless we'll try again. Right, so we're cleared all the faults, still exactly the same obviously. We did think that. It's never going to be that simple. We've got transmission limp mode coming up. It's not going to do it now. Every time I turn the camera on, it's not doing it. transmission fault. So I'm definitely looking down the transmission side of things, obviously. What I'm going to do is see if there's any modules that need updating, just in case there's been an update for it that's going to fix this issue. Unlikely, admittedly, but still we're going to initial report. Right, so the CAS system needs updating. Okay. I think I want to go to everything. But yeah, 72 minutes. Right, I'm not set too long. Just going to do the CAS. No, that's the old one. So can you see the new updated numbers? Let's execute. That's probably time to put the cable on. Should be connected to my phone. Beautiful. Right, finally got internet connection. I have to come outside the car to get it. So I'm just going to connect the J2534 box with a cable and we should be good to go. Right, so we're finally updating the CAS unit up to the up-to-date software version. Once that's done, we can start to tackle the actual fault that we presented with the no crank, no start, no gear selection. So I'm definitely going to go down the transmission side of things first, especially these are prone for the motors on the SMG pumps to go on the modules on the side of the box. So we'll let this finish and then we'll go back inside and have a gander. Okay, so full update on the CAS unit. Obviously that's not done anything. Alright, let's see if we can get into the guys, take you under the car, show you what I've found just on a turn this flashlight on. You can see that puddle there. I don't think you're going to be able to see this fluid here. It's like got like a green tinge to it. It's oily. Now, I'm pretty certain that's something called, I think it's called pentoint fluid or something similar. We have it a lot in the lorries as like it's like a brake fluid, only like a really high performance stuff. I believe that's also what's in these SMG pumps, or the clutch. I can't remember which one. The slave. So this is going to have to come in there and have to get this panel off and see exactly where that's leaking from. Obviously any loss of pressure, and it's not going to work properly. Finally got on the ramp. Very heavy car to push when the brakes are seized on. Needed a bit of a push with the forklift. As you can see, there's this fluid everywhere. It's green fluid, CHF11 fluid, I believe it is. But on the top, which I will show you in a bit, what they've actually done in the reservoir for the pump is to put power steering fluid in it, and that's not good. So essentially, we've got to go ahead and take the box out of this and have it all overhauled, primarily because we're going to find out where the leak's coming from, obviously. But power steering fluid pushed through the system where there's got CHF fluid in it is not good. Look at it. It's bad. Bad. So, it looks a bit of a bastard, this does, but we're going to get the box out and see what the crack is. Just a quick one. This has been out before. As you can see, bolts are already missing. The clips haven't been put back properly. You can just tell when it's been out. Marks on the bolts. Yeah, someone's been dicking about with this in the past. Oh well, upwards and onwards. Time to get the big hammers out. Right, we've got the beast out. Couple of things of note. The slave is leaking. That's leaking good. As you can see, it's gone to like a matty substance. Obviously, when the fluid leaks, it mixes with the clutch dust and makes this lovely paste. Bloody horrible stuff. The box wasn't that bad to get out in the end. Worst bit about it was taking the exhaust off. It was bleeding heavy and awkward. It's like runs the whole length of the car. It splits in two pieces, obviously, for each banks of the engine. So what we've got in front of us is the SMG gearbox, sequential manual gearbox. Now, a couple of known problems with these. This is an accumulator filled with nitrogen oxide, I believe. When this loses pressure for whatever reason, and whether oil ingress or whether the seals are starting to go and it starts to leak the gases out, it makes the pump run for longer than necessary, sometimes constant. And this pump is running it's running a lot, to be fair. So that's one thing we need to be looking at. The motor here, it is just a normal DC motor, so it's got brushes in. Obviously it's a sealed motor inside of like a canister, so like the dust can't escape. So we'll be looking at the brushes in that. Obviously we know we've got some of the fluid in here is not correct, so we're going to be looking at that as well. Obviously this needs to be replaced as it's leaking. And then we've got the hydraulic unit on top, the gear selectors. So we will be a lot of solenoids here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Leon. There are more numbers after 5. And then we've got the connector for this block here. I don't exactly know what that's doing at the minute, but it's cracked right across the top. It's only a silicone pad, but obviously we don't know if any moisture's got in there or what. So we're going to start to strip these parts apart and see what we can find. Right, we're having fun stripping this down. I've just taken the drive out of the motor. I don't know if you can see that. Now that fits straight onto the locator for the drive. It's full of rust. Minging, that is. So I'm going to continue to strip this down. I wish I had a stand or something. The trouble is I'm using my phone. It's one of them phones that fold in half. So like the phone holders, camera holders, whatever you call them, don't really work because my phone tends to flop out. So I'm just pulling you back in every time I find something that I think you might find slightly interesting. And we're straight back again. I think you're probably going to struggle to see that. Can you see the keyway on the drive there? Can you see how misshapen it is? It's supposed to be like a normal rectangle. Can you see that? That's not good. It means it's just been rocking. It's got to take that play out before it can actually turn the motor. Continue stripping, pull it out. See what we can find with the brushes. Look at the state of that. You can see that brush there is completely worn away. Wasn't touching the armature at all. Fucking lights have just clicked out here. Why don't you focus? You see the state of that? Minging, man, that is. So there's a very good chance that's our problem. You can see the dust that's in there. The motor's not able to keep up with the demand. Obviously we've got to keep going. Obviously we've had the wrong fluid in here. There doesn't actually seem to be that much ATF in here. It's still discoloured in the reservoir, but I'm still going to take these off and get all this checked out. The last thing I'll do is to pull it back together to find out I've missed something obvious, just because I've stopped looking as soon as I found something that's compelling. Right, so we have the hydraulic unit out. Obviously we have the solenoids and then the actuators here. They move backwards and slide backwards and forwards, which moves these boats, whatever they call them. I call them boats because they, well, it looks like a bleeding boat. Before you take the ringer bolts out, make sure you give the box a good blow. You don't want bits of dust and, I don't know, fucking leaves and shit getting in the box. So I'm going to disconnect all of these. You disconnect all the solenoids, and then I'm going to check the resistance of them all, make sure they're all the same, and then I'm going to get this flushed, get all that nasty shit out of it, all the nasty fluid, and put the proper stuff in it. Obviously we're going to get a new pump. Not pump, sorry, the motor. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the brushes for that. Probably for the price of the motor, it's probably not worth it, taking the risk. See what we can do about the accumulator. See if that's still got gas in it or not. I don't know, I'm going to test that at the minute. But we'll figure out a way. And hopefully we found the cause. But obviously all the rest of the system, all the pipes coming down here, all that's going to have to be flushed. The reservoirs and under the bonnet, all that's going to have to be flushed. So more work, more fun. Right, I'm using the mega tester today, just to check the resistance. Most of my multimeters are at home. Right, so I'm literally one side and one pin, one side and the other. They're all roughly about the 3 ohm mark, which is about what I would expect for a 2-pin solenoid. So they're all about the same. I've checked them all in the same manner. If one of them was like a million ohms, or one of them was well over what the others, or there was no continuity between it, then obviously we'd have to replace that particular solenoid. But at the minute they're all checking out fine. Obviously it's not the sort of thing you want to be checking out while it's on the car. You can't get to this shit at the top of the motor once it's in.